Hey guys, so here I'm going to show you how I am going to do my ink swatches, or however you want to say it, on these word cards. So I got a couple other inks that I had purchased previously. I'm going to use a pencil, some Q-tips, those are my bottled inks, and then over here I'm going to grab the inks that I just got in the mail. So I'm going to do swatches of all of these inks, and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so have them all lined up here. Got on my cards. Doesn't really say much. There's 100 of them. I'm going to take it off of this. Just grab a few of them. Cool thing about this is you can reorganize your inks based on the company, based on the color, and because they're on this little ring, you can change them around. So throw that out the way. Just take one at a time. I'm just gonna go with my standard Heart of Darkness. Let me get a rag here so I don't make a mess. So I'd be in big trouble. Okay. So this is Noodler's Heart of Darkness. This is the big ink dropper bottle. It's a good solid black color. I really like it. And it's my only black, so that's what I go to for black. So you just dip your Q-tip in there. Apologize, I'm a bit off frame here. So I just dipped it in there. Tap off the excess. And however you want to have a swatch on there. Just like that. That's all it is to it. If I have it inked up in a pen, I'll take that pen and write the name on here, okay? If I don't, I just write on the bottom with a pencil what ink it is. I'm gonna put the lid on this bad boy so that I know, and then so next time I have it inked up, I'll just write on the top what it looks like in a fountain pen, then you can know right off the bat. So, Noodler's Heart of Darkness. Swatch gives you a good, you go from heavy to lighter, and inks that will shade differently, you'll be able to see that. See no bleed through on the back of these cards, which is super nice. So there's that one. So I'm going to go through and do the rest of these, and then I'll get back and kind of show you what they all look like. Okay, so I finished doing that. It took me about 5-10 minutes, nothing too major. You can see all the different colors. So these are the 3 I have in bottles up here. And you can see how some shade and some really don't. So Bay State Blue is a really dark ink, and it doesn't really shade at all. Black, Heart of Darkness doesn't either. 54th, you can tell how it is with when you get less ink. This is Spearmint. I really like this Black Swan Australian Rose, and that shades really nicely. The Noodler's Turquoise is really like my favorite color. I might have to buy a bottle of that. This is Noodler's Violet, which I didn't realize how similar it is to the Noodler's Purple Martin, which is why you do samples instead of just buying a bunch of bottles of ink. For one, the money. These are like $1 a piece, depending on what kind of ink you're getting. And, this is like 12 or 13. And that's the cheapest ink, really, you can buy. I mean, there are cheaper inks, but for the money, or for the amount you get, and the quality of the ink, Noodler's is really a great ink. Apache Sunset, I'm not real thrilled with how this swatch turned out. It does change in color, as you can see, but what I've heard is like you can get it from red to orange to yellow all in one swatch, and that's what I'd really like to do. So not a big deal though. I can easily throw this card away and do it again and see if I can't get that to show up on the card. Excuse me, sorry. The Midnight Blue Private Reserve is not like any of my other blues, so I really like that. It's darker than the 54th, lighter than the base slate, and completely different than the turquoise. But you know, blue's my favorite color. It's a really good ink. You can write with every day. You can write with when you're making stuff and whatnot. And the Noodler's Nikita. I thought I was really going to like this, and I thought it was going to be more vibrant red. But it's not. So, like I said, it's $1, and I'll still use the ink. It's just not what I thought it was. So, you know, my next time I'm ordering stuff and I want to try a different red, I can try another red, and it's cost me $1, and I still get to use the ink. It's not what I thought it was going to be. Same with the purples. It's not a big deal because it's $1. I still get to try out the ink, and then next time I try and find something else that I like. I have a big spreadsheet full of inks I want to try, what color they look like, their name, who they're from, what company, and so, you know, every time I order something from Goulet Pens, I can just throw in 6-10 of these things, and it's only $5-10 to get samples of a bunch of new inks. So that's where I'm at right now. Just kind of want to show you guys what those inks look like and try out those cards. And then once I have them inked up in the pen, I think what I'm going to do is on the back, I'm going to write like a standby sentence, just so you can see how it looks in a pen, because sometimes that's a lot different. So you're not going to get as much shading depending on if it's a fine nib. You might only get the bottom spectrum. If it's a broad nib, you might get both. If it's a flex pen, you know, that's going to be something different too. So that's what I'm going to try and do. But if you enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up, and stay tuned for more.